Alright, so it's been a few days since The Ancient Gods Part 2 was released, so I'm going to talk about spoilers and the future of Doom, and other Doom games along the way. So The Ancient Gods Part 2 concluded with a confrontation with the Dark Lord and the Doomslayer, and the Doomslayer ended up killing the Dark Lord, obviously. Then the Ancient Gods sealed the Doomslayer away inside a coffin, very similar to what happened at the start of Doom 2016, with him breaking out of a coffin in The Ancient Gods Part 2, he gets in one again, concluding the story arc of the Doomslayer. Now, that sentence right there, the arc of the Doomslayer being over, the end of the Doomslayer arc, whatever, that phrase has been tossed around and has kind of been misconstrued, because that doesn't imply that there won't be any more Doom games, or that the Doomslayer character is over, or he's dead, or whatever. The Doomslayer is obviously alive, and he's just out of action until a future Doom game where he's needed again, where he needs to slay demons. The arc of the Doomslayer started in 2016, it did not start with Doom 1993. I like to break it up this way. The Doom Marine arc, I guess you could call it, is Doom 1, Doom 2, and Doom 64. And then the arc of the Doomslayer started with Doom 2016, as he rose up the ranks of the Night Sentinels, all retconning, by the way, obviously. And then he became the Doomslayer, so that's the Doomslayer story arc. Now those two characters are the same, but the story arcs are different. And if you watch I don't know, any long-running program or like an anime or manga, whatever, you will see these different arcs over time, and they call them arcs. It doesn't mean the whole fucking franchise is over. It just means the stuff with Samuel Hayden and the Makers and the Dark Lord, the arc of the Doomslayer that started in Doom 2016 is over. And I'm pretty glad, because while I liked the story of Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, and the Ancient Gods, I thought it was quite compelling, even though it was sort of, not ripping off, but paying homage to a lot of things. A lot of things like Avengers, and Evil Dead, John Carpenter, and it had a very space opera, high fantasy feel at points with the Ancient Gods Part 2 especially. I'm glad that it's over, because the story was getting too big in scale and a bit too convoluted. Now, I do like the story, but it does have some holes, and it did get convoluted at points, I'm not going to lie. And I think that's a common criticism among the people that even like Doom Eternal story and Doom story, the arc of the Doomslayer, is that yes, it was very convoluted and there was retconnings up the arse. I mean, Samuel Hayden was a maker all along. I don't like that, and I don't like how everyone is of cosmic importance. I mean, I guess it raises the stakes and the sort of scale of the battles, but again, not everyone needed to be of cosmic importance. But I've talked about that, earlier on in videos, so I don't really need to repeat the same points. But with the Doomslayer arc being over, and us potentially not even seeing Samuel Hayden or the Makers again, because it gives the writers freedom to do whatever they want. Maybe they can make a new story regarding, I don't know, a demon cult or something. Just something fresh and away from this Maker Samuel Hayden business. And with the Dark Lord gone, this would be a perfect opportunity to bring a brand new antagonist in. A brand new big bad guy that has nothing to do with Samuel Hayden. Because while I like Samuel Hayden in Doom 2016, I feel like they kind of go off the rails with his character development in Doom Eternal, with him being a maker. I just think it got way too big, way too fast. And I know that the Ancient Gods were sort of the Return of the Jedi of this Doomslayer trilogy. They were DLCs, first and foremost, so they couldn't really pack that much sort of story content in, I guess. And with COVID and everything, yeah. This being the conclusion of the Doomslayer arc, think of it as a good thing. And I think what they're going to do for the next Doom game is have a different title for the Doomslayer. So think of it Doom 1, Doom 2, and Doom 64 as the Doom Marine arc. And then, obviously, the trilogy of games that we had now with Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, and The Ancient Gods Parts 1 and 2, if you want to combine that together. The trilogy of games that we had was the Doom Slayer saga. So now, maybe there will be the Doom Enforcer saga. I think they'll just name him something different. It'll obviously be the same character like it was running through all of the games, but just the situations are different. You know, we didn't have the Night Sentinels or Samuel Hayden in Doom 1, Doom 2, or Doom 64 because it was a different time and obviously those characters weren't invented yet, and obviously it's a different story arc. With this upcoming story arc, with the next Doom game, I bet there's not going to be barely any returning characters, and that's going to be good. They're wiping the slate clean. This is a new saga, this is a new arc, this is a brand new canvas to paint on, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to still have the Doom Slayer, he might be called something different, who knows. So, them wiping the slate clean and making a new story arc for the next game, it's going to be a good thing. I mean, people are sort of stressing about it, I think, because it does sound kind of, you know, finite. There is some finality to it, but it's a good thing, I assure you. And yeah, I wouldn't be totally opposed to having Samuel Hayden in a future game, or the makers make a brief appearance or whatever. And also, they can, you know, fix some of the mistakes. They can improve on some of the faults of the Doomslayer story arc with this next story arc for the next game, whatever they want to do. First of all, they can not raise the stakes too fast, and they can focus on smaller stories. I thought that's the direction they were going to go with Doom 2016, because Doom 2016, compared to Doom Eternal at least, is a pretty small scale story, and it wasn't until Doom Eternal where everything opened up and expanded. So for the next few Doom games, they could scale it back, and while that may piss off some people, I want to see what they can do with a sort of scaled back story focused on just a few characters without any retconning and stuff, and I feel like they should plan things out more. And if they plan out a full treatment before going ahead with some game, like, you know, going ahead with making the first game, that would be interesting to see. And according to NoClip's interview with Hugo Martin, the new story for Doom 2016, the old story kind of got discarded after they realized that making it kind of a meta thing and adding more humor made the project way better as a result. The story was done really quickly and really close to release apparently. That's going to do it for me. What did you think of The Ancient Gods Part 2? Instead of doing a full review, I'm just going to talk about my thoughts about The Ancient Gods Part 2 in multiple videos, and then I'll have a playlist that you can all access, and yeah, I'm doing it like that instead of having this big long review, because I feel like a lot of people are going to do that, and I just wish to space them out a bit more. So yeah, that's going to do it for me. Please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.